All right, listen, welcome back everybody here at the halftime, second halftime show for the season. Eagles looked like it was going to be promising in the very beginning. Right now, it's looking like the Eagles are kind of a little bit falling apart here at the seams as we go into the end of the first half. Looked dominating for a while. Looked like the Eagles defense was stepping up at the end there. Obviously, we saw something that we weren't hoping to see. I gotta need to get rid of this. Give me a second, folks. Get rid of that. Getting up here at the end of the first half, looked like the Eagles were going to get a good defensive stop. Obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo and crew had a whole different story to talk about as far as when it comes to Samuel getting a deep, well, not much of a deep pass, but unfortunately ended up getting a pass here to get him close to the touchdown. And obviously, Juwan Jennings coming in for the touchdown drive. The only bad part about it is the only flaw has been so far, obviously, the Eagles trying to do as much as they possibly can to stop the 49ers offense. And they've been struggling a bit in this game, more than we saw last week against Atlanta. And I think if I remember correctly talking with Tony Bruno earlier in the game, in the pregame, as I said, it's going to be the tale of two tails. And unfortunately with the Eagles, we're seeing the tail end of the tail that we don't want to see. Jalen Hurts, the stats I believe, when I looked a little long ago, was about 5 or 6, 7, 9 yards after, and they didn't get the update, so if anybody could post it up there, I'd appreciate it. But Jalen Hurts looked pretty strong in the very beginning. Deep balls, obviously one that was called, that was tiptoe out of bounds, unfortunately. So that one was brought back. And then you had the blocked field goal attempt. A lot of things, a lot of mental small mistakes that are going on for Philadelphia, and I was hoping they would be a lot better. Sean says we need to keep the defense off the field, and that's true, Sean. I couldn't agree anymore. It's a shame. And by the way, thanks to Sean, thanks to Philly Ant for coming on earlier from the Northwest Bird Gang. And I hope everyone's enjoying the game from where they're watching out there. Here's my partner. He says, nope. Mara says, what says the Eagles dominate everything but the scoreboard. And it's true, Mara. It's absolutely true. Unfortunately, for the Eagles, it looked like, again, in the very early stages of this game, the defense was definitely stepping up. Your corners, your safeties, your tailbacks are all doing what they're all supposed to be doing. Unfortunately, for the Eagles, it hasn't panned out as well as it should have. The crowd here, of course, in Tampa Joe's is getting into it and had it going for a while there, but unfortunately, things seem to be falling apart just, again, a little bit. What we shall see is a good second half coming up. Hopefully there'll be some adjustments here on both sides, both on the offensive and defensive side of the house. But the defense definitely has been out there just a bit too long for this game. Jalen Hurts again trying to throw a deep ball, doing a good job. Didn't see too many as far as miscues going on here in the first half. Obviously the run game has been a little bit less to be desired. We hope to see something bigger coming from the run game, but unfortunately we didn't. But if you look at the first series, of the start of the game, Jason Hargrove was playing beast mode, lights out for the first series, the first and second stop. Big stop on the first drive. Then you had a drop pass by Jimmy Garoppolo, and again, looked like what Tony Bruno was talking about earlier today, that Jimmy Garoppolo did not look that great in the first quarter. Obviously, also in the first quarter, San Francisco did not get a first down in the first quarter. So big, again, on the defense that actually ended up stopping them on that behalf. Sean says, if I can bring this back up here, says, let's go for the second half. We got this. And absolutely true, Sean, that we will get in the second half. But in the first quarter, Jason Hargrave again is playing lights out, and looked like the defense was definitely on cue to keep the offense and Jalen Hurts in there in this game. Obviously, the first series was complete stop. You had a drop pass. Then you had the pass interference call and stopped the run. So that was the end of the first series. And again, Hargrave on the second series ended up getting a sack. And again, Hargrave looking really well. Ball overthrown by Jimmy Garoppolo, and then again another punt. So it started out with 4 punts as far as for San Francisco. For the Eagles, the second time around, it ended up being the field goal for the Eagles. So good job as far as for Jake Elliott. And then after that, we saw, unfortunately, when Jake Elliott tried to go for another field goal, and you don't want to say it's a little too risque when it comes early on and Nick Sirianni's early career here, but you tend to go for it, it falls apart. Then you go for another, you end up going for the field goal, and unfortunately it's a blocked field goal attempt where Dallas Goedert tried to pick it up and run for the first down. Unfortunately, that came up short as well, so there's a lot of small mental mistakes that can be fixed on both sides of the ball. are we throwing in this game? Are a lot of people going to be just too upset if things end up happening? No, it's adjustments. It's a brand new set of coaches on both sides of the ball here, and we know that job can get done. The running game needs to be a lot more efficient. It needs to get better. This is probably a lot worse than it was last week as far as comes to run game. A couple of bright spots when it came in the first half, but then again, we shall see. And Rick, here in house at Tampa Joe, says if we get the passing game in the open field to continue, we have a win. And you're absolutely right, Rick. We hope that ends up happening. I mean, you saw Jalen Reagor obviously can go deep. Devontae Smith going deep. I mean, so we got the speed and the talent on this team. It's just able to get Jalen Hurts comfortable in that pocket. But if you guys can end up seeing, it's kind of hard, obviously, to describe it here. As the pocket comes around, it's a little bit tougher to see, but you can see where it becomes a lot more comfortable for Jalen Hurts. So and again, I'm holding my hands out here almost like in a cup form, but Jalen Hurts is looking a lot more comfortable. The offensive line is definitely at least keeping him within the pocket where he doesn't have to struggle too much. And I do remember, if I remembered it correctly, Jimmy Garoppolo ended up getting one hit when he released a pass. But again, a lot of things can go right here in the second half. Unfortunately, with a touchdown, it kind of is a momentum killer. It turns out to be 7-3. Could have been 7-6. Obviously, if Reagor doesn't step out of bounds, then we're talking about holding a game and holding a story. There's many things that can happen here coming up in the second half. As long as Jason Hargrave can end up doing well and the defense continue to hang in there, as far as the offense will be good. Problem is, you have to rest up the defense more than anything else. Also, one thing that we talked about early on in the pregame was we did not see any injuries whatsoever when it comes to the Eagles. And let's just hope with Brandon Graham, as you guys saw on the TV there, let's hope that Brandon Graham is just a minor twisted ankle. Obviously, when after making a play or during the play, it looked like he stepped gingerly and awkwardly on his left ankle, so it looked like he rolled it just a little bit. So let's just hope that that's all that it is. It's a minor ankle sprain. So far, no major injuries for both sides of the house here for 49ers and nor the Eagles. But again, as we said in the pregame show, it is going to be the tale of two tapes. So everyone, we'll see. Everyone hopefully hang in there. I was rooting for the team. As you can see here at Tampa Joe, some people going outside for smoke breaks. You can't smoke inside the building. But it is an absolute packed house here at Tampa Joe's. The outside deck is completely full, and now you got the overfill on the restaurant side. So, and by the way, if you guys are still in the area, we're still here, obviously live with all the Philly fans. And we got some folks actually that came down from Philadelphia that have been here for vacation. So again, it's 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa, Florida, over at the AMC Theaters. If you guys end up pulling, you'll see on the right off of 589 Veterans Highway. And again, a hop, skip, and jump from the airline. So, as the only thing that I also have to apologize for, unfortunately, in the very beginning of the broadcast. Unfortunately, in the very beginning of the broadcast, we had a little issue with the volume, and so hopefully this is straightened out here on the second one. Along with obviously the feed coming in from Mike Fuji, as he was fired up. I would love to hear what Mike Fuji's doing over there. I'm pretty sure he's fired up and upset on the second half. But we're sorry about as far as the audio issues, but it happens unfortunately sometimes when you go on live on location. And that was just one of those that for both Mike Fuji and for myself here, things just went a little bit awry. But again, everybody just hang in there. We'll see what happens here on the second half. It should be really good. Again, if Miles Sanders, along with Jalen Hurts, and speaking of, we did have a miscue. And if I remember, I believe it was Reagor, when short pass, and instead of turning back for the ball, he went out another 5 yards, and unfortunately, that wasn't the play design. So more miscues that you see on this game, what we saw on the first game. So this one, it seems to be a little more upsetting, but it's okay. It ends up happening. Joey B, what up, Joey? Can hear you on, Carol. Thank you very much. Goose, thank you, sir. And again, by the way, the greatest Monte Cristos in the Delaware Valley, please visit cigargoose.com and/or please visit Goose's Monte Cristo Lounge and Tobacconist out there at 250 West Ridge Pike in Limerick, Pennsylvania. Goose, thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And again, thanks to everybody who tuned in earlier today, along with Tony Bruno. Obviously, for the second half, he can't make it back because he's into the game as well. But thanks to Tony Bruno coming out on the last minutes here. So as I get ready to wrap up, hang in there, folks. I'm pretty sure the Eagles can pull away a win. They're only talking about a 4-point difference on the game here. But Jalen Hurts needs to get into a better repetition. The defense is hanging this game in there, and this is kind of like the defense of old that we've seen with the Eagles about 5-6 years ago. So the defense is trying to hold strong, minus, obviously, the big drop to Samuel and the touchdown at the end of the first half. But a lot of things can go right here. Joe Sharp states that too many missed opportunities. It will be hard to win this one. Rager, touchdown miss. No touchdown, Watkins. Big play. Stupid Philly special. That is true, and I forgot all about that. Bad run play on 3rd and 6. Playing too much zone at times. Not to mention fresh injuries on Brooks and Graham. Too much to overcome, in his opinion. And the 49ers will squeak a win. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope so too, Joe. And by the way, any new music, by all means, send it to me my way, because I like to hear something new here coming from you. And then Mara follows up with, I know it's only a 4-point difference, but it feels like we should have a lead. And that is true, Mara. It should be where we should have the lead. And it can happen. It can definitely end up happening. So we'll see as it plays around, as my producer here knocks the camera twice and it goes around, but it's okay. But we shall see. And I forgot about the bad Philly run special. I don't know what in the world they were thinking. That almost seemed like there was an inner Doug that visited the stadium for some odd reason. I don't know why they tried that. You also had the running play with Miles Sanders taking the lead there and Jalen Hurts running in behind them. And I believe at that point, Jalen Hurts should have handed off the ball to Miles Sanders. That way, Miles Sanders could at least attempt to get a little bit closer. But again, big stop, 4th and 1. Unfortunately for the Eagles, it just didn't work out the way it wanted to. So, you keep hitting the camera, keep bottling. But the one bad thing is that, unfortunately, with the Eagles, and again, things will happen. It'll be adjustments, put it that way. Just believe it'll be adjustments and it'll end up happening to you. And Joe says, thanks, buddy. I got something for you. I'll send it to you. Miss talking to you. Same here, Joe. By the way, if you guys get the chance, and Joe, if you're still tuning in here before I sign off, mention your YouTube channel. Joe does a tremendous job with his vocals. By all means, please like and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Joe, if you don't mind, put it up there. I don't know about live tapping Joe's epic. Yeah, listen, I'm trying, Joey B. I'm definitely trying. Lucas Wilson says, I live in Kentucky, been an Eagles fan forever. I'm concerned about this. Injuries will haunt us going forward when we need every point missed. And that is absolutely true. Well, the second half is underway here as I see it above my screen here. Lucas, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for viewing from Kentucky. I do appreciate it. Listen, everybody else, watch for hopefully a turnaround here in the second half. I believe we'll see it again, the tale of two tapes. As we talked about it, we'll get you all caught up again on Tuesday. By the way, on Tuesday, Devin Caney will be on, along with Eitan Shander on Tuesday. So that will be a great show to follow up with, either the win or loss here come, but we hope for the W so the Eagles go 2-0. Thanks everyone who tuned in here for the half as we try to make it as quickly as possible. For everyone else, we will see you come next week. Everyone enjoy the rest of the game and have a great and safe weekend.